and that water pipe will work just fine. And if the game allows you to do it, it's probably okay to do. Hello, welcome back to City Planner Plays, where we are building the city of Verde Bluffs. And this is my new modded series. I'm so excited to bring it to you. What I'm doing is taking the very best parts of Bluffside Crossing, like the map, and the very best parts of Verde Beach, like the palm trees, and bringing you this brand new modded series. And it's a lightly modded series. I'm only using approximately 3,000 of my favorite mods and assets. And we're going to create what is going to be the most epic cities skyline city ever created. So thank you so much for joining me, because this is going to be spectacular. I think my favorite thing about this concept is I'm able to call a mulligan on the whole of Bluffside Crossing and start over in a way that is more fitting of this unique landscape. Now, one of the things I've done is I've decided, instead of having a lush green landscape that you'd expect to see in the Mississippi River, instead we are going to have the sandy deserts of Southern California. And as a result, we are going to be conscientious of that. No trees here. We are going to have a lovely road with green grass. Now, one of the mistakes I made in Bluffside Crossing is I was a little too reluctant to use arterials. So this time around, we're going to totally deviate from that and right away start our city off with an arterial. Beautiful. And there are stoplights there, and that makes a lot of sense. We want people to slow down and think about our city as they're entering it. So we will leave that. I know that maybe that doesn't make sense to you, but it does to me. And the funny thing is, when I reverse the highway, I guess that's no longer necessary. So our mod dug this road into the ground, and I think it's a nice aesthetic, so we're going to leave it. We're instead going to build around it. And I know normally I say not to build local roads off arterials, but we're going to change things this time and give it a go. Now, one of the things that I think you should absolutely do when you're building a new city is just go with a general grid, whatever it throws at you. So I like 10 by 20. We will just keep using that, and I would highly recommend you build a nice city infrastructure up front. Your Sims will thank you. That's what they're looking for. They want a big grid, a nice town to move into right off the bat, so we're going to do that. In fact, I think you should up the ante. And what I'm going to do, beyond building just this grid, this little grid, I'm going to also build a Walmart. Now, our Walmart is going to be the centerpiece of our city, so we need to give it a view befitting of the centerpiece of the city. So what I was thinking might make sense would be to place this right in at this vista. It's a stunning vista, and Walmart is deserving of it. And this is a nice Walmart asset. No parking, but that's okay. People will figure it out. They could park on the street. No, I'm just kidding. We will make sure that our main drag ends in a parking lot. And when the game won't work with you, you make sure that you show the game who's boss. Throw anarchy on and have your way with it. Now, the most important thing is to make sure that you're using Move It a lot. Make sure that rather than grading, you make sure that you use all the tools that are available to you. So we will flatten that. Look at how nice this parking lot looks. All we have to do is make sure that we have lots and lots of parking, and people will come. Now, I know that some people might say, where's all the accessible parking? To that I would say, that's an extra button click. Who needs to do that? Now, you might have noticed that some of my parking stalls aren't exactly straight, and that's okay. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. It's good enough. No one cares. But what they do care about are lots of palm trees in the center. So whenever you're planning a city, make sure that you have plenty of palm trees. It doesn't matter if it's temperate. Doesn't matter. People love palm trees. Why do you think people go on vacation? Palm trees. There we go. This is the most festive Walmart in all of North America. And that's where this is, obviously. It's in California, and California is a place with Walmarts. So we have Walmarts. In addition, we need water. And though it might seem counterintuitive to have big water towers in California, we're not going to be overly concerned about that. We don't need a reservoir. We need a water tower. It's available to us, and if it's available to us, we should use it. Now, another thing, don't be overly concerned about where you're placing your water pipes. Functionality is key, and making sure that you have adequate coverage everywhere, that's really what makes the most sense. Good enough if it goes over things a little bit. As long as you're able to cover everything, you're probably okay. We need to make sure that we have power coverage, and the cheapest coverage that we have available to us is, we could have a coal plant, but I like the oil plant. We'll put that close to Walmart. It has great freeway access, and as a result, will always be relatively easily served. Thing is, we now have this next to our water, so maybe we should move this. We don't want people to get sick, after all. But we're going to need this to connect. So let's make sure that we have a nice connection between our power facility and our water. And now we need a place to dump all of our raw sewage. My favorite place to dump raw sewage is into the water. So that's where we're going to do that right now as well. And that water pipe will work just fine. And if the game allows you to do it, it's probably okay to do. Well, Anarchy allows you to do it too. So let's take that a step back. We don't want to get too wild here, do we? There we go. Much better. Now our little community is thriving. Look at this. We've got homes springing out of the desert, and they're here for the palm trees. It's quite obvious to me. And obviously they need more. Look at that view. You drive down your street, you get a nice view of the stacks. Ooh, a beautiful brick building and some palm trees. And then all of your needs are met when you come down to the main drag and you get Walmart. Oh yeah. All right. Whoa. Move it, sliding everything all over the place. All I wanted to do was slide Walmart. I noticed that we have one significant problem, and that is the Walmart logo is not centered on the road. Now that would be very important to them. Perfect. Perfectly centered, exactly where it belongs. I wonder if we have any signage for Walmart. We do. So clearly, we want to let the people in this community know that this is a center of commerce. So letting them know that there's a Walmart right off the bat, that's beneficial to Walmart and ultimately beneficial to our city. On the other side of the bluff, we'd also want to advertise our Walmart. Perfect. And it's perfectly centered on that road, so they understand that this is where our grid goes. Wonderful. And look at the people streaming in. Everyone's interested in living here. Clearly, our residential demand is through the roof, so let's get it going. Now I know, you might be thinking, this looks an awful lot like a cul-de-sac. And it is. But don't worry about it. We will just kind of deal with that. We want to make sure that our city is efficient. And what's efficient is not having more roads than you need. I also really love symmetry. And that's the wonderful thing about the grid. That's why Americans love grids. We love symmetry. So let's have a completely symmetrical city. It's the perfect way to start. Now we are losing some money, and that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now you see we've created an interesting place by having this bridge here. And that's the primary reason that we've placed this here is interest, visual interest. Okay, that is perfect. We want that bridge to be straight, even if it means that there's a little lumpy and bumpiness over here. Not a big deal. What we do need, though, is a police department. We also want to make sure that we have plenty of industry, and along our collectors, we obviously need to have lots and lots of commercial. In fact, let's use eminent domain on these houses to build a business. Perfect. I really like what's happening in this city. What's happening is it's an interesting place to be. We do need some water serving these folks over here in the industrial area. And again, remember, our most important thing is efficiency. Doesn't need to be perfect. Everything is fine. Now I'm just going to leave this run real fast because we need to make money. Our city needs money. That is the purpose of a city, is to make money. And I see an opportunity to upzone here. We're going to make sure that we have lots of residential activity all the way up to Walmart so that people could walk to work. Now maybe the problem is a lack of elementary schools. And one thing I know Walmart is interested in getting into is the school game. So this does double duty because you could park at the Walmart and walk to school. I think that makes perfect sense. It's a really efficient way to use land use, and it's a game hack. So we also need a cemetery. And there's no better place for a cemetery, in my opinion, than near this bridge. Now, it is a little bit dirty, I'm guessing, in the future, but the dead don't really care about a little pollution. Doesn't impact them much. So we're not going to worry about that. Ooh, fire. I guess we never built that fire department. We should probably take care of that now. All needed city services are now in place. So, just kidding. We're missing one very important one, and that is a landfill. There we go. We've got landfills. I guess we do need some sort of a clinic. And I see that people over here are chirping at us, so no better place to put it than right next to where people are upset. There we go. Now if you get sick, the hospital's right there. You're good to go. And this is a really pretty city. I like what's happening here. This is interesting. They've decided to pave to make sure that things make sense. So at this point, we're just kind of responding to the needs of the city. And I can tell that residential demand is going up. And we still have money, although if we don't build some stuff, we might not. So let's continue to build. Now the topography here is challenging, so what I like to do is make sure that I have anarchy on so I can build whatever I'd like. I know the game wants to use bridges because it's a little steep here, but let's show them who's boss. Tip, push the home button and you can return to ground level. And that'll make sure that everything is perfect for you. And again, just get your water pipes around here. Good enough for me. And we've got some zoning. We need people to have a quick way into our city, so we're going to add another exit. And look at all of this demand. Clearly, if people are moving in, it's a good place to live. If you have any topographic challenges, my favorite way to remedy them is by using the Move It mod. It allows you to just take your roads up a notch. Makes sense to me. And since we've already made a connection here, no reason not to add a second one over here. And again, we've added a grid for symmetry's sake. Perfect. We just need to make sure that we have water pipes, and we should be in the black before you know it. Things are looking up here in Verde Bluffs. But what we're missing is lots and lots of trees. So I'd like to use the tree painter, and actually that's too much work. Let's just grab our palm tree tool and really up the ante. We want this to feel tropical. So we'll just gingerly paint those through the area. Look at that. That feels tropical. I love it. Looks great. Still no workers. Not enough workers. I don't know what their problem is. We've got people moving in, and I'd imagine everyone wants to work at the Walmart. Maybe the problem is that we don't have an auto center. In fact, I can guarantee that's the problem. So let's go back through here. We need to make sure that we have a road and some anarchy on, and then we can place our auto center. So that's not the best look, so we're going to make sure that we really work this in and make it feel like it's a part of the Walmart. Have you ever seen a Walmart that beautiful before? Because I know that I haven't. There are palm trees growing in the middle of it, but that's okay. We can clean that up a little bit. Okay, so now that we have that, we just need a road. Maybe a little roundabout. A little roundabout action never hurt anybody. We'll just bring that right up to the building. Guess where to... Oh, I guess that's not going to work. Now we just need to make sure we get this water pipe somewhere. What's going on? I just don't understand. Okay, we do have water there, so we're in a good spot. We should really think about some landscaping though, because we don't really have anything in this little area right here. Certainly nothing tropical. Oh, a little fire. Well, that's unfortunate. I think we'll need to remedy that. So we'll put that there. And we certainly need some sort of facility to provide coverage. Well, no better place than right there. Oh, maybe there was a better place than right here. That said, at least they can put out their own fires. Oh no, they can't, but they can make sure that no one died in the fire. So that's something. Seems like they're doing okay. Probably would have been doing better if I would have turned off Prop Anarchy. I wonder if we can save it mid-burn. I guess we're only really saving it from the palm trees. That's okay. I think we did alright. We did lose the high school. That's unfortunate, but it's quick enough to add another one. No harm, no foul. Everyone loves it. And that's a good way of making sure that what you're doing is right. And if you look at our budget, things are improving. So obviously this city is doing well. So I was looking for the helicopter depot, and apparently I've misplaced that. That's okay. Who needs it when you find it? We clearly want this to be centrally located. We're going to need it. Oh, and look at that. I made something neat. I found a way to incorporate this right into this building. Not enough money to move it though. Interesting. Well, there's a way around that. We'll just use the move it mod. Perfect. No more fires are going to get us. We're good. You know what? This disaster response building is just too expensive. So we'll turn this one and the helicopter depot off and make some money. And look at that. The city is thriving. We are doing really well. And you can see that people like this city. Look at all of this pedestrian activity. We didn't even have to prioritize pedestrian and bicycle activity. All we had to do was put the high school by the Walmart. And when you do that, you get lots of people walking. And those people are potential customers. And that's why Walmart is located here. We are in a good spot. My favorite thing about the city is the advanced auto parts next to the advanced auto parts. Hopefully, this is also an advanced auto parts. Let's see. That's no good. Goodbye, hotel. So apparently they believe that the slope is too steep for an advanced auto parts, and I happen to disagree. That's okay. We'll put one at this corner. I think it's a unique building and really frames this corner well. So we're going to place it. We do have to lower it though. We do have this tree here. Now we're good. And this is really going to be an important building in the community. 8 workers. It's a good place to go. And that's beautiful. This city is really thriving. Things are okay. A couple of embers over here, but nothing really to worry about. It's kind of just what happens in cities like this. There are fires every now and then. In fact, I think would be best to just not worry about it too much. We need to start thinking about transportation. So we need to take out a loan and make sure that we have enough money to build a train station. People need to get here. So let's put that right here next to these fine people. Since this is a passenger train station, I think that the most logical place, obviously, to have this station, residential neighborhood. There we go. Things are going to start popping here. It's going to be pretty amazing. Let's let this run for a little while and see what happens. Little palm trees through a house never hurt anybody. I do have to fix that. That's a bridge too far. And the nice thing is that this gives us an opportunity to increase our species diversity and really make sure that we have a nice forest of palm trees around here. And look at that. No more trees and homes. Things are looking good. Yeah, I think this city is thriving. We're making lots of money, and that's how you can tell that things are going well. So what we need now is lots and lots of density. So I like to upzone. And what I'll do is I'll just take just a few blocks and add in some targeted density. There we go. Things are going to explode. This is exactly what the city was asking for. The other thing the city is begging for at this point is a university. And I've got lots of them. So let's, I guess, choose one. So unfortunately, all that we have money for is this faculty building, but it functions like a university. Let's put it close to the Walmart. So like I've said before, the Walmart is kind of our community hub. I imagine there's an annex of City Hall right inside of the Walmart, maybe near the barber shop. So it would make sense to have some of these buildings over here as well. And now that we have college-educated people in the city, why not some offices? Yeah, look at the city grow. And it's doing so well. So this was an empty space by Walmart, so it seemed to me like as good a place as any to zone for some office development. And we got a bank here, so we know that we're doing okay. And the nice thing is we have this parking lot, so people can park there. And we've got the high schoolers who can deposit their money into the bank and then have quick access to the university. So in general, I think that we've made some logical decisions here. Now I'm curious, I wonder how our traffic situation looks. And look at that traffic. 81%. We're in a good place. Now we could add some roundabouts to remedy this traffic right here, but we're above 80%, so we're fine. And we're growing well. The city is thriving. The city is beautiful. And the city knows what it's all about. Look at that sign even. Civic Center Downtown. Minneapolis, St. Paul. It's a little confused here, but that is the Civic Center Downtown. In fact, let's rename it. There we go. It is the Civic Center Downtown. And it is the center of life in Verde Bluffs. We have made a thriving community with lots of pedestrian activity, with a mix of land uses. We have horizontal mixed use. Things are going well. And though we've deviated from roadway hierarchy, I think we've done it to great effect. We've made sure that we have landscaping. This is a generously landscaped city. The uses, they're in places that make sense. We have retail. We have higher education. We have offices. We are protected from all sorts of calamity that you might expect in this city. And even when we have problems, the city's unbothered by them. Completely unbothered and undisturbed. Things look okay. In fact, if I were going to change anything, it'd probably be to take out node controller to make a couple of slope things look a little bit better. And it's easy to see that this is exactly what the city needed. Look at how much nicer things look. That is wonderful. And every time I hit the make sloped button, a little piece of me feels like the world is right. Maybe we just have to turn that map just a little bit. Now we're good. But look at that. The fire isn't really impacting the city. In fact, some might say that these trees look like they haven't been burned at all. I'd say that that's a win. And I think that we've made the perfect small town. We're just waiting for things to grow. We've got strong demand. And really, what more can you ask for besides strong demand? We should probably go through, now that I think about it, we want to delete some of these buildings so that we can upzone. There we go. Let's watch this place just thrive. Look at that development. Now, I had a mod enabled that prevented this from occurring naturally, but it's okay, we can force the issue. And the city clearly needed this. It needed me to give it the nudge, the kick in the butt that it needed to get things going. So we're in a good place now. We're going to see some density, some real activity. Things are progressing. Constant growth. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think that the city is in a good spot. There's very little that we could do to improve things. Oh, except not do that. Well, it's a goner, and I don't think we have the money to replace it, but I'm really disheartened by what I just did. I inadvertently deleted our fire depot. So let's see if we can find that. Unfortunately, we do not have enough financing or funding available for that, so we'll need to take out financing. Now we're almost there. We just need to wait a little while, and then we'll be able to do it. So in the meantime, let's move our watchtower. Perfect. So in this particular instance, patience is key. We obviously need to just wait a little while, and then we'll be able to place this asset. It's unfortunate that we deleted it, but it happens. And after thinking about it, I think maybe our biggest problem is that we don't have a prison or a police station. See, everyone loves that. That works. Maybe a couple of them. Maybe a block of police stations. Here we go. We've got lots of jail space now and lots of criminals, so things will improve. And you see the growth of our downtown area naturally occurring. Things are looking up in the city. I don't think there's a thing I would do differently here, because this is a wonderful, beautiful city. The city of Verde Bluffs, the city that takes Bluffside Crossing and jams it in with Verde Beach. And we end up with this beautiful city with a little under 4,000 people, but it's thriving. So I think I'm going to leave it here. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video and you like this series, please hit that like button. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I release videos totally different from this one. And if you've been wondering, this is April Fool's, and I am clearly not going to do this. This is crazy. This city is terrible. And we can do better. But I do love the Walmart sign. That is something. I do want to take a moment, though, to thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you do. And thank you, viewers on YouTube as well. I appreciate everything that you do to make this channel successful. I've had a lot of fun making this video, and I have a lot of fun making videos for this channel. I will leave you with a city tour of this thing. Take care. Bye-bye.